greatest diver ever. Our own Steve Foley competed extensively against Greg over the years. He knows him better than most people, and he caught up with him today.
Well, I've happened to catch up with an old colleague of mine, not a bad diver, the world's best, Greg Louganis. Greg, welcome back to Australia.
Thank you. This is the first time that I've ever been to Perth, but it's great to be back in Australia.
Now, a lot of people know about Greg Louganis. He's won 4 Olympic golds and 1 silver, but not many people outside US realise how good you were in the World Championships. How many gold medals have you won? Which events?
Well, I was a 5-time world champion. The first year was 78. I was 18, and I won the 10-meter platform. And then, 82, Guayaquil, Ecuador. I won 2 golds there, 3-meter springboard, 10-meter platform, and then duplicated that in Madrid.
Well, let's go back in time. Let's go back to 1978 West Berlin. You won the platform, but a little bit controversial.
Yeah, it was pretty cold. It was in Berlin. When I started my front 3.5, it was just a little dark, and then by the time I got to the end of the platform, then it was hailing and it was pitch black. So I didn't see my entry and went over. The event was stopped for about 4 hours, a delay, and then we started back up at the beginning of that round so that everybody kind of had a fair shot, but we weren't sure which dive was going to count. And it made a difference between first and third for me.
Well, I believe also the German was second, and of course that's where the protest came. Funny that. Now, what about in 1982? You boycotted the Moscow Olympics, so you hadn't seen anybody for a long time, yet you won the springboard without even needing to do your last dive, and in fact won by over 100 points. Incredible.
Well, the thing that happened in Guayaquil in '82 is when we were being introduced for the finals, Alexander Portnoy was introduced as Olympic champion. Yes. And I was introduced as Olympic silver medalist. And so that really got under my skin. So I thought, I've got to prove something here. And, I really had one of the competitions of my life at that competition on springboard.
Yes. Obviously the name Foley didn't scare you.
I was trembling in my boots. We trained together.
Oh, rightly so, we did. Now, what about in '86 in Madrid? I mean, how hard is it to back up the double, gold on springboard and platform? More pressure?
Well, it was. I mean, because between '84, between Olympics, between '84 and '88, I felt like, I was hanging on by the skin of my teeth, and it was, I kind of was just barely hanging on because the Chinese were just so tough,
yeah.
And I knew that was my competition, and I was, always looking behind me.
Now, the book, Breaking the Surface, I mean, it was a great book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Did that help you just get a lot off your chest?
It did. It was very cathartic. There was a lot of information in it, and I tried to, keep an objective look at it, but also the most important thing is tell the truth. And so it was, it was a rough one to get done. But I had a wonderful co-author, Eric Marcus, who helped, coordinate all the things in the book. So it was great.
Greg Louganis there with Steve Foley, and I know Wayne Gretzky's the great one in hockey, but when you talk diving, that's the great one, Greg Louganis. We're going to take a break. We're having